One day a woman of prayer came to the market to do shopping. There was flaming fire surrounding her, and when she was moving spiritually, I saw a flaming sword moving before her. When this woman stopped before a desk to ask for the price of chili, I saw flames of fire coming out of her mouth, and evil spirits that were on these foods were scattered running away from the flame that were coming out of her mouth. This woman was causing damage, and evil spirits were running away, leaving the goods and food where they were dwelling. When a woman has prayer life, it is extremely dangerous for the world of Satan. A woman of prayer seems like raging fire when she walks in the street because everything stopped in the spirit world. We must understand that markets are controlled by the sirens of world food. Women of God that came in the market also purify the place thanks to the presence of God in them. And fire that covers them always scatters the evil spirits, and people benefited whenever women of prayer enter the market.
When Christians prayed, I was able to see their prayers rising like smoke to heaven, and I could equally see God's response to their prayers in the form of packages coming down from heaven. But these packages were coming down slowly. The more the Christian persevere in prayer, the more the package was gradually descending. As the realm of Lucifer is located in the second heaven, they are able to see prayers rising like smoke to heaven. They can also see God's response coming down from heaven in the form of packages. They are demonic powers operating in the second heaven. Some of them are functioning like post office officers. They can identify where the prayer or the smoke is coming from, and they can also verify the quality or condition of that prayer rising to heaven. These demonic powers in the air do check prayers, and they also try to determine the liability of prayers to be stopped or blocked. Particularly if the believer that is praying has legal issues or sins that are not confessed or forbidden, taboo from scriptures. These demons also inquire and investigate God's response. And when they see a package coming from heaven and going down to earth, they will investigate to determine who is the recipient of the package. And once they establish the identity of the person, then they will come up with a strategy to target and overwhelm the believer with all kinds of attacks, oppressions, persecution, because they know that a blessing is on its way. These demons will desperately try to attack this believer with distraction, weakness, and heaviness to stop him from continuing his prayer. They will try to bring discouragement to try and stop the believer from praying because they know that a package is on the way. When there is sin in your life that you failed to confess, your prayer may be undermined by these sins that you were supposed to confess. Actually, your prayer will rise in heaven attached to these sins, and the powers of darkness in the air may stop it. Despite this sin, God in His mercy may still answer that prayer. But if you failed to confess your sin, then demonic powers of the air of the second heaven will have legality to divert the trajectory of your package. They can get a hold of it, and you will never receive it. Beloved, when I pronounced the name of Jesus, Lucifer was thrown out of his throne on the ground. That day I saw how weak Lucifer was in the face of the name of Jesus. He was like somebody stripped of his power. He was really weak. This is the being that shakes the ground when he speaks, but he could not bear the name of Jesus. The devil cannot be around the name of Jesus. I always feel excited at the mention of the name of Jesus. If only Christians knew the power in that name. Actually, Jesus fights for us in invisible wars when we are not even aware of them.